How you doing, Real Motivation? Terrence McKinney back with a new video. Today on Financial Friday, we're going to be going over investing. We're not going to be talking about stocks. We're not going to be talking about real estate. We're not going to be talking about mutual funds. We're not going to be talking about taking $5,000 and putting it in a startup company for some great product they're going to bring out 10 years from now. We're not going to be talking about CDs or treasury bonds. We're talking about your number one possession. That possession is you. Today, Financial Friday, we're going to talk about 6 ways where you can go all in investing and double down on your future. Number 1, working out. Our body needs some type of physical activity. We need some type of regimen where we either doing cardio or we doing some weight training or some resistance training. We got to be doing some type of physical activity. Our body need that. We are not meant to go to work and be sitting behind a desk or on a computer for 8 hours and then come home and sit in front of a TV for another 4 hours and then go to sleep again for another 8 hours. No, that our body is not meant to do that. Our body is meant to be out and about and to be in use. So if you want to strengthen your body, you got to be doing some type of physical activity. It'll create a lot of benefits for you. You want extra stamina, you want extra endurance, then hit the gym up. If you hit the gym up, it's gonna come through at 7 o'clock and you still working late, or it's 2 o'clock and you tired. When you in the gym, guess what? That's when your second wind gonna kick in. That's when you're not gonna need that second cup of coffee in the afternoon or that Red Bull to keep you going or keep you up at night. No, when you're working out, your body does that for itself. And the older we get, our body naturally deteriorates. I know you probably done seen people like 30 or 40 that look 60 and 70. That's because they do nothing all day with their time and they just grow and grow and grow and their body just deteriorate the older they get. So if you want to reverse that effect before it get too late, because a lot of people wait till they like 50 and 60 and the doctor telling them now, all right, now you got to get in the gym. You got to lose this weight. Your blood pressure is real high. It's putting a lot of pressure on your kneecaps. Your weight is too much. You know why that happened? Because they lived all those years without doing no physical activity. If you was maintaining your body, maybe you probably won't have those problems the older you get. And so we got to make sure we got some type of gym routine, some type of routine to where we working out. We taking care of our insides because your heart, your lungs, and all that need worked out just like the outside of your body. So you got to make sure that we got some type of gym routine going on. Number 2, eating healthy. Eating healthy, when I mean eating healthy, when was the last time you had a good rounded meal? We need fruits and vegetables in our diet. That's just all to it. When I say eating healthy, I'm not saying turn into a vegan or turn into a vegetarian or cancel meat out of your diet because I eat plenty of meat. What I'm saying is we shouldn't be waking up eating McDonald's. We shouldn't be eating McDonald's for lunch. We shouldn't be eating McDonald's for dinner. We shouldn't be eating processed food 80 to 90% of the time. Because one, that shit is no good for you. And it's gonna make you feel out shit. When you go to when you got a nice car and you in a Benz or you in one of these higher cars and you go to the gas station, when you open the gas tank, it say no one use premium fuel only. You got to think of your body the same way. You got to think of your body as a Benz. And what happened if you was to get a Benz and you don't put that premium fuel in there? You put that unleaded fuel in there. Guess what? Your car gonna run like shit. It's gonna make noises. It's gonna putt down the street. It's gonna seem like it's gonna go out anytime. And you gotta think of your body that's the same way. When you putting that processed food inside your body gonna run like shit. You're gonna be tired. You're gonna be sluggish. You're gonna be waking up in the morning, not want to get up, not want to roll over. You just gonna run like shit. If you put bullshit in your body, what type of performance other than bullshit than you expect? So you gotta get some nice, healthy diet going. And do this for me. Do a 3-day challenge to where you don't eat no processed foods for 3 days. Just no fast food, no takeout, no DoorDash, no Uber Eats, no McDonald's, no none of that for 3 days. And just get you plenty of fruits, vegetables, and a lot of water in that for 3 days. And I want you to leave comments on how different your body feels if you just eliminate the processed food out of your diet for 3 days. And I want you to leave the comments after you do that so you can, be a testimony to everybody else. Because I know, because it's plenty of times where I'm working late or I'm working so hard that I gotta eat that I don't have time to eat a nice quality meal. And sometimes it could go 1 or 2, 3 days where I'm heavy on processed food just because my time is limited. And when I do go on those binges like that, I always feel it. I always feel like shit. My body always tell me like, okay, that's enough. Now you got to get back to your real diet. Now go to Kroger's and get plenty of fruits and vegetables. So you will notice a difference. Number 3, reading. When was the last time you picked up a book? When was the last time you read something? And this is a tough one. Because reading is something that we all should be doing, and we all could be doing more of them. I know I went maybe a stretch of 10 years without picking up a book. But once I picked up a book, ever since then I can't put it down. Why? Because it's exercise for the mind. There's so much stuff you can learn from a book. All knowledge. It's just so much stuff that's inside a book that'll take you somewhere else. A book is the only place where it can take you somewhere else, but you still be in the comfort of your own home. It just opened up your mind to so much of other different ways, different strategies, different ways to think, different ways to look at situations, different ways to approach situations. And reading it is so important, and I feel like we don't do enough of it as a society. And then as black people, we got to look at it like this, man. We got to be honest with ourselves. 150 years to 200 years ago, we weren't even allowed to read. We had to get taught how to read in the back, and it was against the law for us to learn how to read. And if somebody would got caught teaching us how to read, they might have even got hung with us for reading it. So that's a right that we ain't even had over 200 years. So just imagine all the stuff we missing and we need to catch back up on that's inside a book. So if you ain't reading, you need to start reading, even if it's 1 book a month, and until you up the ante. It's just so much stuff we leaving out by not picking up books. Number 4, when was the last time you learned something new? When the last time you took a training class, or you did a seminar, or you did or you went to school, or to get anywhere in life, we gotta advance on our skills. Your skills. If you got good skills, they're only gonna get you to a point to where sometime you're gonna have to build on top of that skills. And if you ain't learning something new, then guess what? Your mind is just gonna deteriorate, and whatever you doing got the possibility of going back the opposite way. Because as time goes, everything else goes with it. So if you got a skill and then you ain't building on top of that skill, then your skill might not be the same. It might not be the demand for that skill 10 to 15 years from now. Take for instance, if I work on computers, I might have a good, strong computer business. I'm repairing computers for the last 20 years, but this all I do is repair computers. But now it's tablets out, and I don't know how to repair a tablet. Why? Because I never picked up the skill to repair a tablet. Next thing you know, I'm out of business. So anytime you got a skill, you should always be looking for ways to build on top of that skill and keep it going. And if you want to get anywhere, if you want to advance in any job or any company, you're going to have to take that night class. You're going to have to do whatever you got to do to get that degree. Or you're going to have to go do whatever and do 8 hours on the weekend to get that real estate license. Or you got to do your so many hours to get this certificate for whatever you're trying to pursue. So if you ever want to advance in life, you're going to have to learn a new skill, or you're going to have to build on top of the skills you learn. So you should be always constantly trying to learn something new. And then it just makes you more valuable. The more you know to somebody that's employing you, the more valuable it is. The more money you're going to make, and the more stuff I can call you and use for, the more I need you, guess what? The higher up the ladder you're going to climb. Number 5, strengthening our faith is another great way to invest in ourselves. Just think about it. I don't care if you're Christian, I don't care if you're Catholic, Buddhist, Muslim. People, we all alike. And most of us lean on our faith the most when we in a time of crisis. We going through something. You know, we going through something. Guess what we doing? We praying every day. We reading our Bible. We reading our Quran or whatever other book our religion is. We going to church or wherever our house of prayer is at. We calling people and we praying and we talking to God, and when our relationship is so strong, we saying, God, please help me through it. Please help me through it. If you do this, I promise I'm going to do this differently. I won't go through this again. And guess what? Like, everything seems to get better. And then once we get through that problem, we put our track shoes on and we run in the opposite direction, and we forgot everything that we promised that we was going to do to God. We forget about it. We go the opposite direction. As soon as everything going smoothly, our faith and the way we was praying and the way we was indulging our faith, it go the opposite way. But just think about it. If you strengthen your faith your faith is the same as it was in the time of crisis as it is in the time triumphant, or a time when the good times is good, then you might not run into them bad times. You might not run into them problems. You might, or if you do run into them problems, you feel you get through it a lot better, because you know at the end of the day, your higher power is seeing you through it. Or you know at the end of the day, the higher power put you in that position for a reason. So if you stay in your faith and you strengthen your faith every single day, you're gonna feel so much better, and then it's gonna give you like a new spring of life. When your relationship with your Maker is at its strongest, then you feel your strongest. So strengthen your faith. Number 6, set goals. I mean, a lot of us set goals one time a year, and that's January 1st. You know, that's when we set our goals for the year. And we might write our goals down and never look at our goals again. But to be highly successful, we need to have goals, man. We need to have weekly goals. We need to have monthly goals. We need to have yearly goals. We need to have goals for 5 years from now, 10 years from now. We need to have a plan, and we need to know what we're working to. We should have goals for our family, goals for our spiritual life. We should have goals for our physical life. We should have goals surrounding everything we done. Because if you're not setting goals, then how you gonna measure your success? How you know when you're doing good versus doing bad? Or how do you know when you feel like you accomplished something if you're not setting goals? And when you set goals, to keep you focused. It keep your eye on the prize. When you're looking at the goals, you know what the bottom line is, what the end game is. When you're looking at the goals, okay, yeah, like 10 years, I'm going to be here, or 5 years, I'm going to be here. Or when you hit the goals and you're successful, it just do something for you. When you know, like, oh man, yeah, I'm hitting my goals, so I'm on fire, man. Oh, it keep you engaged and it keep you going. So a great way to invest in yourself is set goals. That way you always have a game plan and know what you're aiming at. So let's recap these 6 ways to invest in yourself. Number 1, working out. Number 2, eating healthy. Number 3, reading. Number 4, learning something new. Number 5, strengthening your faith. And number 6, setting goals. Have a great day, Real Motivation.